Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Advice About Sexuality, your safe space for candid conversations about intimacy, anatomy, and the awe-inspiring wonders of the human body. Today's video is a deep dive into a topic that's been shrouded in mystery, myth, and, frankly, criminal underappreciation: the clitoris. Buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey through biology, culture, and pleasure science that might just revolutionize how you view your body. Or your partner's. Let's start with a pop quiz. How much do you really know about the clitoris? Is it just a tiny button hidden under a hood, as some diagrams suggest? Or is it a vast, intricate network of nerve endings and pleasure pathways, as ancient Greek philosophers and modern anatomists alike have hinted? Spoiler, it's the latter. By the end of this video, you'll see why this key to female pleasure is so much more than meets the eye. Segment 1. Anatomy 101. The vulva, clitoris, and the language of empowerment. Animation. A 3D rotating model of the vulva highlighting different structures. Host, holding an anatomical diagram. First, let's clarify some terminology. When we talk about female genitalia, many people default to vagina. But here's the truth. The vagina is just one part of a much larger, gloriously complex system. The term vulva, derived from Latin for wrapper or covering, is the all-encompassing word for the external structures. The labia majora, labia minora, clitoral hood, vaginal opening, and yes, the clitoris. Now, let's zoom in on the star of today's show, the clitoris. If you've ever dismissed it as a miniature penis or a sensitive nub, prepare to have your mind blown. The clitoris is a masterpiece of evolutionary design, a 4-inch internal structure. Yes, you read that right. With only its tip, the glans, visible beneath the hood. Think of it as an iceberg. 75% of its power lies hidden, extending deep into the pelvis like a wishbone, with legs, crura, that wrap around the vaginal canal and vestibular bulbs that swell during arousal. Cut to historical images of medical textbooks. Fun fact, for centuries, the clitoris was either ignored in medical texts or labeled dangerous and sinful. Even today, many diagrams reduce it to a speck. But modern imaging technology has revealed its full splendor, a network of 8,000 nerve endings, double the penis's glands, designed for one purpose: pleasure. Not reproduction, not urination, pleasure. Let that sink in. Segment 2. The clitoris through the ages. Growth, change, and lifelong potential. Graphic, timeline showing clitoral development from puberty to menopause. Host, with a playful smirk. Here's a plot twist for anyone who thinks puberty is the peak of bodily transformation. The clitoris grows throughout a woman's life. During menopause, as estrogen levels shift, it can become 2.5 times larger than it was in adolescence. Let's pause to applaud the women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond who are out there having earth-shattering orgasms. Proof that pleasure doesn't retire. But why does this happen? Hormonal changes reduce fat in the vulva, making the clitoris more prominent. For some, this means heightened sensitivity. For others, it's a call to explore new techniques. And let's squash the myth that bigger equals better. Unlike the fraught cultural obsession with penis size, clitoral size is rarely a talking point because functionality trumps dimensions. As one study put it, a clitoris the size of a pea can deliver seismic pleasure when properly understood. Cut to a testimonial from a midlife woman. Woman, 60s, smiling. I thought my sex life was over after menopause. Then I discovered my clitoris had opinions. Let's just say, my husband and I are having more fun now than in our 30s. Segment 3. Orgasms Unveiled. Why the Clitoris is the MVP. Animation, side-by-side comparison of male and female orgasms. Host, leaning in conspiratorially. Let's talk orgasms. Pop culture loves to glorify the vaginal climax. Think when Harry met Sally's deli scene. But here's the reality. 75% of women cannot orgasm from penetration alone. The clitoris is the undisputed MVP, with its 8,000 nerve endings firing like a symphony during stimulation. But wait, this doesn't mean vaginal or G-spot orgasms are myths. They're just team players. The G-spot, located about 2 inches inside the vaginal wall, is now believed to be part of the clitoral network, a kind of internal extension that lights up when stimulated. Yet, even these deep orgasms often require indirect clitoral engagement. And let's dismantle the hierarchy. A clitoral orgasm isn't basic or immature. It's biology's gift. On average, a woman's orgasm lasts 10 to 30 seconds with 3 to 16 pelvic contractions, outlasting even the most intense male orgasm. Plus, women can have multiples in one session. Take that, patriarchy. Cut to a demonstration with soft cloth and diagram. Here's a tip. If you're exploring with a partner, communication is key. The clitoris can be shy. Some prefer gentle circles, others firm pressure. Try the warm-up rule. Spend 15 to 20 minutes on non-genital touch before even approaching the vulva. Think of it as foreplay for the mind and body. Segment 4. Cultural Tales and Taboos. From ancient Greece to modern memes. Montage, Greek art, Victorian medical posters, modern social media screenshots. Host, with a raised eyebrow. The clitoris has been called many things. The Greeks clitoris, meaning key. 16th century anatomists, joy button, and modern slangs, bean or lady pearl. But across cultures, its symbolism is potent. A key to unlocking pleasure, creativity, and even spiritual awakening. Yet, history hasn't always been kind. Victorian doctors labeled clitoral stimulation hysteria and prescribed pelvic massages. Yes, really. In some cultures, it's still excised in FGM rituals. Even today, only 30% of sex ed programs globally mention the clitoris. This erasure has real consequences. Women grow up feeling broken for needing clitoral stimulation. But change is brewing. Activists are pushing for inclusive education, while artists like Sophia Wallace create clitoracy campaigns. As Wallace says, the clitoris is a social justice issue. Cut to a poetry reading about the clitoris poet, passionately. You are not a footnote, not a whisper in the dark. You are a wildfire, a constellation, unapologetic, uncontained. Segment 5. Practical Guide, Becoming a Clitoris Connoisseur. Host holds a whiteboard marked Clitoral Exploration 101. Host, grinning. Ready for a crash course in clitoral admiration? Let's break it down. Location, location, location. The gland sits at the top of the vulva where the labia meet. But remember, its hidden legs extend inward. Try broad, full palm stimulation, not just pinpoint focus. Lube is your friend. The clitoris has no natural lubrication. A water-based lube reduces friction and heightens sensation. Toys galore. Vibrators aren't cheating. They're amplifiers. Try a wand for broad stimulation or a suction toy for targeted pulses. Aftercare matters. Post-orgasm, the clitoris can be hypersensitive. Cuddle, hydrate, and debrief with your partner. Cut to a demo with silk scarves and feather. Experiment with textures, silk, feathers, even a chilled spoon. Every clitoris has its love language. Outro music swells. Host, softly sincerely. So, dear viewers, I leave you with this. The clitoris isn't just a body part, it's a metaphor for female agency. In a world that often silences women's desires, understanding and celebrating this key is revolutionary. Whether you're exploring solo or with a partner, take time to honor this incredible part of you. As always, drop your questions, stories, or aha moments below. Let's keep the conversation alive. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and never stop unlocking your potential. Visual. Close-up of a key turning in a lock, morphing into a flower blooming.